All
Very
right.
professional.
Good evening. It is 7 p.m. and this is the September 9th, 2015 meeting of the Auburn Conservation Commission. This meeting is being broadcast live and is being recorded for rebroadcast. And our meetings can be seen online at auburnguide.com. Before we begin tonight's meeting, I have to ask if anyone in the audience is making a recording of this meeting. Seeing that everyone is not shaking their heads, no. I'll presume that no one is. So, is there a motion open?
So moved.
Is there a
Second?
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Vote. Okay. The first item on the agenda was a 7 p.m. public hearing. Michael Pirro at 77 Southbridge Street, and it was an enforcement order. Ms. Conroy received a request from Mr. Pirro to continue the meeting to September 23rd. She just momentarily stepped out. Mr. Pirro was actually here before our meeting started, and so when she comes back, we will determine when we can continue that hearing to.
Do you want to control it?
You're running the show.
I'm
Go
running
ahead
the
if you
show.
want.
I'm doing it.
All right.
Good job.
But while, here she is.
Thanks. There were several, like 10.
Yeah, that's right. What time can we continue Mr. Pirro's hearing to on the 23rd?
I think I was putting it right at 7.
Okay. Okay. So may I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we continue Mr. Pirro's hearing to the 23rd.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? To vote. Okay.
Hi, Chuck.
Hello, Sheila.
We have a few minutes before our first public hearing at 7:15, and Mr. Benoit is here. So, Mr. Benoit, hello. Why don't you come on up and tell us what's on your mind?
I'm actually, thanks for inviting me up. I'm actually here with the rest of town staff for the 7:15 here.
Okay.
In addition to that, the only other concern I had was to see if the commission had scheduled a sidewalk for the walking trail. No, it wasn't on your agenda, but that's it.
I'm going to say we didn't.
I'm here this Saturday. I'm here.
Clearly, it's of interest to you. I'm just thinking, though, considering that it's about 90 degrees outside right now, and I think it's actually going to be a little rainy this weekend, perhaps we could wait until maybe September, October, or it is September, but until later, when it gets a little cooler,
Sure.
if that's okay with you.
That's great.
All right,
You
very
don't want to
good.
wait till the leaves go down.
No, we don't. Well, just, you know what, we'll have to use visual observation,
That they're starting this.
and then we can make a determination.
Okay.
Do you want to offer any comments on 498 Rochdale Street? You're welcome.
Thank you. The Office of Inspection Services had received consistent concerns from the neighbors of 498 Rochester Street throughout the process of the building of the structure and the water conditions and whatnot. So they weren't able to attend tonight, so they sent us some written comments and some photos which we were unable to open, but the written comments I did circulate to Sheila, the chairman, and
Okay.
just wanted to make sure that the commission received it.
Well, Mr. Goodman, as you may know, was here at our last meeting. Under the terms of the second enforcement order we issued, we're supposed to see a plan by September 23rd. So my hope is that he will re-engage Ecotech or another consultant and will present us with a plan on September 23rd.
Okay.
That was the message that was conveyed to him.
Right.
Can we look at those pictures?
I emailed them to our site. If
Okay.
I can get in there.
Please check.
Hit okay.
Just hit okay.
Okay.
I couldn't open it either.
All right, so I go to
Auburn Conservation.
Is it on there?
It's not there.
No, you know what it is, you have to go to the email for the Google
It's
site.
an
Yeah,
email,
it's a
yeah,
Google.
Google email.
Google email?
Yeah,
Just
it's
do it.
an email.
Yeah. I don't want to do this.
All right. Let me see if
I'm gonna study up on this.
I've never done
so I
it.
can-
Matt could do
Okay,
it,
yeah,
well,
right.
if we needed to.
I've never done this either. Okay, so, and this is this. Which is this. Hopefully it just comes up.
It's on
Harbor
conservation.
Conservation.
Don't say
We can always change it. And probably we will have to from now on.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna do it in like 5 minutes.
Okay.
All right. Here's the photos.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can open them.
See if it,
There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
Good.
there's a ton of them though.
In fact, there's
That's okay.
Yeah,
one
I
of
keep,
them.
now when I,
So,
yeah, go up to that
Image?
498 and then say
Oh, I
where
see.
that.
She's got them on.
Unless you can't open it.
language instead of the picture.
Back.
It's not letting me.
I was
Try the
thinking
next
same
one.
thing.
No, just submit the arrow. You want that?
I don't know what happened.
I won't click open either.
I was having the same problem.
Very good.
Open with,
It's one of these technology things.
This is what you do for a living, right, Chuck?
No, this is not what I do.
Sorry.
It's different,
It's different.
much different than this.
All right,
get down.
Anyways.
In any event.
well,
That's okay, we got one.
yeah.
So, when Mr. Brokus called more recently before visiting, before sending us this email, excuse me, he came in because the equipment was removing the pile that was there. It seems like that was the extent of what Mr. Goodman did, but that was, I believe,
So after we issued the enforcement order,
I think the closest one to the part of the bank when he took the pile out of there.
he was ordered not to do any work
That's what it
there.
looks like. Right.
So if, and one of the images you received was of the pile gone.
I remember the pile there, but given this image, I don't see it anymore.
All right, well, I think it would be probably worth our while to take a look. But he was instructed not to do any work in that
All right,
area.
on the lower level.
All right, well, I think we'll see what happens at the September 23rd meeting. Okay. All right, thank you.
Be installed. All right.
There's a lot of stuff going on there.
I'm sorry, Ms. Coyle?
Mr. Garland, I just wanted to update the commission that Mr. Goodman has moved forward with the septic installation.
Mhm.
So I have started the inspections for the septic installation as of last week, and we'll be going to the site tomorrow morning to continue those inspections.
Okay, now
So-
he submitted a plan to you?
Absolutely, yeah. So
Okay.
the plan was reviewed, it was approved.
All right.
So he has approval to put the septic system in. So I just wanted to give you an update as to when you do go to the site, there is a septic installation
Okay.
that's approved.
Well, yeah, when he came here at our meeting in August, we advised him that he was not to undertake any activity unless he was supervised by a professional. Actually, he was told not to conduct any activity in the lower part of that particular lot, but that he could continue with his efforts to construct the house and also put in the septic. So,
Sure. I just wanted to update the commission.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, correct, you told him he could go ahead and say, yes.
Thank you.
That's not the lower part. Right.
All right. Under miscellaneous, there's an item for 197 Packagug Street. And when we did our site walks a few weeks ago, we noticed yard debris adjacent to the property, and so it was suggested that we send a letter to the property owner requesting that he, in fact, remove the debris. So, and is that a letter?
It is.
May I see it?
And he called me back. He tried twice, as a matter of fact. He tried on Friday when I wasn't there, and then he called again yesterday saying that he wasn't putting any debris. He said he's putting grass clippings at the corner of his property. That was what he confessed to. And I said, I don't know, someone had said that you were putting it in a ditch. There was a wet meadow that there was a ditch and that you were putting things in there. And he said, no, he wasn't. He was just putting it on the corner of his property.
Well, we saw where the grass was being placed, or where the
Okay.
debris was, and I think there was evidence of, it looked like buffer zone activity. you know?
Okay.
So I think, I mean, we can have a follow-up with him.
Okay, well, I wasn't familiar, I hadn't gone to view it to have any recourse in the conversation. It was still there 2 days ago, I haven't been by yesterday or today.
Well, we need to be able to document that that is a well-lived area, so I think it probably bears further, a further visit,
Okay,
all right? So,
thank you.
sorry,
owner of this property is actually kind of
Thank you.
I understand. Okay. I did get I think an email from, was it you, Sheila, about Paul Revere Road?
Possibly, yes.
So I guess my question is, and I don't remember specifically, why would this be appearing on our agenda?
Because he wants a certificate of compliance,
He does.
yes.
Okay, so,
And he wants to send that request to town meeting for acceptance.
okay, well, on our agenda, it says road acceptance, it doesn't say anything, oh, it does say certificate of compliance. Did we
Yeah.
get a request?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, and didn't I give you the plan?
no.
He had given me several. All right,
Yeah, we recognize Matt had his question on it. Maybe you know something.
Mr. Benoit, can you enlighten us?
I believe this item was also on your last agenda.
It went through,
Yeah.
something went through, I recall.
yeah, it was,
Okay.
and then,
Yeah, Jill's got it.
But I don't remember seeing an actual plan for it.
If I may, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, please.
Just to inform the commission that the planning board voted yesterday to recommend the road acceptance based on the review done by Mr. Coyle, the town engineer, that
Okay.
they were satisfied with the work completed.
Yes, all the work has been completed in accordance with the plan.
Okay,
We completed all punch list items last week.
all right.
Going to the
yeah, August 20th,
Okay.
I had two.
Right. I do want to visit the site. Okay, well, if you can provide us with a copy of the plan, we'll take a look.
All right,
And-
well, you want to just take this one that I have then?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you. When is town meeting?
October 24th, 27th?
October 27th?
27th.
Okay. Great, thank you. Okay, well, we'll make sure that we get out there and we'll take a look and we will confirm that the as-built complies with the order conditions.
Okay.
All right, we still have a couple minutes before our 7:15 public hearing.
I can maybe just tell you that I did send a request for determination application with a letter to Mr. Joe.
Nellief?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. And he will be filling that out and bringing it in and filing, probably for the next meeting.
And I also see that you've got a picture from our friends at Mass Highway about the detention basin at Route 12 and 20.
Yes, and I did forward the email that I received from James Galvin. When was that? Oh, just today.
The only question I had was whether or not the fence, because this is
Yeah, I
taken
know,
from
it
the,
doesn't show anything.
well, it shows a fence, but
Yeah.
it's from the vantage point of the road. And when
Right.
we'd gone there, it was the fence near the road that had
Okay.
to be reconstructed. So we should take a look. Okay, very good.
Bunch of places, yeah.
That's right.
Looks like a nice wet meadow now or something.
Yeah, it looks
lovely.
It looks very inviting.
Unlike the last
Right on
time, it was just a big pile of dirt.
Okay, I think we're close enough. The next item on our agenda is 7:15 public hearing. Request for determination filed by Diamond Chevrolet for the replacement of asphalt on property located at 51 Faith Avenue. Is there a motion open?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Mr. Kowalski, good evening.
Thank you, Conservation Commission, Glenn Kowalski from EVT Environmental, and Mr. Masad and Mr. Simon, the general manager and owners of this site. We're, as the photograph shows, as the picture on the screen shows, we're proposing, the Diamond Chevrolet Group is proposing to replace the asphalt in front of the, this will be the new showroom for Cadillacs. There will be a removal of this showroom. And there's been a partial replacement from approximately this car line forward of the asphalt, and the remaining asphalt is being proposed to be removed. We'll ask Mr. Simon, there was a planning board meeting last night also on this matter.
Yeah.
This building will be coming out. There is an island that is being proposed. It's 140 feet long by 8 feet wide, so there's a decrease in impervious surface within this area. We have a plan showing both the removal of the building and the new asphalt. The plan I have in front of me right now is for the sewer line, so I'm going to change that. Apologize.
What sheet is it, Glenn?
C3. As there was some work already occurred on this site. As you might be aware, we immediately, the town staff, both the Board of Health and town engineer, the planner, met at the site a few weeks ago. We discussed when the Diamond Group were removing part of the asphalt. Now stick it up here so I can point at it. I'm sorry. So partial removal and the partial pavement had already occurred. We immediately, by the next day, had S&M Farms out of Fitchburg put up a hay bale soap fence line when they did call me in and stated that they had this issue of doing work in the buffer zone. Here's the buffer zone line, let me just say, please. This corner was in the buffer zone, the work that they had done. They saw cut the asphalt, it was broken, and they replaced it. There is a slight rise up near the entrance of the building. They are creating an island in the middle, 140 feet long it is presently by 8 feet wide. The remaining portion of the work would be to, is it your intent to remove all the asphalt, Mr. Simon? To remove all the asphalt and take out the building as it says on this plan and replace that building with asphalt also. The closest point of work was approximately 48 or 46 to 48 feet within the 50-foot buffer. So we have the 50-foot buffer shown on the plan. You can see that possibly. And they, at this point of the asphalt where the berm is, they encroached into the 50-foot buffer with asphalt removal at that one location. But again, we did have S&M put the soap fence line in immediately surrounding the entire site as in order to protect it. The Board of Health was concerned with that. There was a storm that was going to be occurring that night. We put a straw water line along the edge of where they had removed pavement, and that by the next morning we had again the other line, silt fence entrenched and straw water line staked to ensure that there was no movement of sediments. It turned out that there was no storm event that night, but they were predicting one.
Okay.
So we did protect the resource area. We will say that in our other work for the other project that has an order of conditions, we are looking at the wetland line, which is still in an order of conditions, which was issued in 2011. The reason why this wetland line, which Cullinan had flagged, does show up on HS&T plans and also Waterman's plans. because it kept being carried through because of the 100-foot buffer extended across the street onto the other site where you do have an order. So that line is presently in an order of conditions. We don't agree on it. We're going to show your consultant that the water table is 3 feet down at a minimum with non-hydric soils, and the resource area in this hole is the banks of the channel and the land of the water body, which even though it's intermittent, they now call it land of the water body within the bank. There was a time when it wasn't.
Okay.
So, but presently that is the line that is agreed upon and is in an order. So we would say that according to my letter that I did send to you, to explain some of our work, item number 8 was part of a letter I sent on September 2nd. It does talk about that delineation of the DEP file number 98-0676 as being one that was on HS&T's plan, which again is just referring to the point that is part of your system. The rest of the information on there, most of it has to do with the sewer line and working to be outside the 100-foot buffer. We did separate, at the recommendation of town staff, we did separate the sewer line from the asphalting. And then eventually, once we submitted the plan, we did move the sewer line outside the buffer zone as it's an issue of opening.
If I could, through the chair,
Please.
Bill Coyle, DPW Director, Town Engineer. We had a meeting a few weeks ago to go over the project. We've been working with the applicant for probably a year now on various aspects of this project to keep it moving forward. The project is currently before the planning board. The site plan has gone out for peer review, and during our meeting with town staff and with Mr. Kowalski and the applicant, we had recommended that they submit 2 filings, an RDA for the sewer connection, because from the town perspective, that was our immediate priority. They're currently on septic system, and they have they don't have an oil water separator, or one that doesn't meet current standard. So they would install an oil water separator for their floor drains, and they would tie into town sewage and abandon their existing septic system. Because we felt that, at least from the town staff perspective, could move forward separately from the site plan, our recommendation was to file 2 separate RDAs so that the commission would have the ability to potentially allow the sewer tie-in to move forward if it felt as though the separate site plan would wait for the peer review to be complete, or whether or not an NOI would be required. So we didn't want to tie the 2 together because we felt the work for the sewer connection was more important, and also the work for the sewer connection was just outside the 100-foot buffer zone. So the bulk of the work is going to occur outside the buffer zone in either case. So we felt again that should be looked at separately.
Okay, very
We
good.
appreciated clearly staff's recommendation on that, your staff,
Okay.
town staff.
Can I ask one thing? It's this line here that goes sort of towards the resource. It looks like a drain or something.
Yeah, it's in the drain line.
Oh,
See a catch basin here.
oh yeah.
Slide right here?
Yeah.
So there is a,
What is there?
right, and that's on the slope, and if we walk to that slope, we'll see multiple drains, both from Faith Ave coming in, from the upper wetland system, that's where the replication is, coming into this hole. There's probably 5 different drains dumping into that area. That's another, when we get to the other project, we'll be reviewing that, hopefully, and paying for your staff, possibly a BSC to come out, look at, and obviously the rest of the commission, the issues down in that hole.
Can you highlight where the sewer connection is going to be?
Yes, the sewer connection is on the separate plan. Let me just, check it out. I'm just gonna separate this into line.
Okay.
I'm not gonna flip it over. I don't mind wrecking the scans. There's the sewer connection. It is just outside the buffer zone presently. So we just kept it outside. We were going to saw cut the line. It's a 1 1/4 inch line. It's a 3 foot wide trench. It can be kept outside. We're going to put wattles along this line to keep us outside the buffer zone. It's a 4 foot deep trench. And the engineers felt clearly, originally it had just encroached into the buffer zone. We asked them to move it outside. And then we wrote up this letter to explain how we would do the work without going into your buffer zone for the potential.
How close is it?
It's 5 feet.
Closest point is 5 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. With a 3-foot trench, it's obviously 1.5 feet on either side, so my 1.5 feet and 5, that's what we're looking at, 3.5 feet off of the buffer zone. But we're going to put a water line directly along that. We measured it and surveyed it. It is laid out. That buffer zone line is presently staked out or spray painted on the asphalt for the commission to look at if they choose.
Okay.
And also the sewer line is also sprayed, both of them, and they are separate. With a saw cut in a 3-foot, the bucket is a 2-foot wide bucket for laying this out. So the trench would be 3 feet, it's a 2-foot wide bucket. It's sandy soil, sandy gravelly, easy to dig, and just 4 feet deep. The engineer felt that this could be done without getting into the buffer zone.
Okay.
But that's that second RDA. The first one was for asphalt.
Right, and
I know.
we'll keep them separate.
Right now.
Okay. So I'm curious, how much asphalt, so basically it's a 1-to-1 replacement for the asphalt? Whatever is
No.
taken out is being replaced, or is it?
If I could, there is I have asked the engineers to give me a calculation for the reduction in asphalt. There will be islands. Presently, there's no islands out there.
Right.
But, or there hadn't been any islands. Now there's an island that will be gravel, will be landscaped. It's 140 feet long by 8 feet wide. It runs along the edge of the saw cut, and I have asked for that cal. I have not received it at this time.
Okay.
We were more concerned with the sewer line as of tonight, and if more information is needed to show that we have the reduction in the asphalt, we will go back to Allen and Majors and have those calculations in the plan clearly showing the reduction.
And what's the purpose of the island?
What is the purpose of the islands, these landscaped islands?
What's the
Beautification?
Yeah, I mean, it's more for
Aesthetics.
impervious surface, right?
But also in aesthetics. I think most yards or most parking areas do have trees and a little bit of mulch, which we do have at this. Up here it's mulch. They have some nice, small amount of landscaping along this edge. And the rest of this is just plain straight out asphalt.
Right.
It's basically a 1-to-1, Chairman, Mr. Chairman, it's basically a 1-to-1.
And by taking down the building, how many parking spaces are you going to get? Yes, please.
The facility will meet the minimum requirements for parking. I think it's 71 spaces. It's the exact minimum requirement of providing 71 spaces,
Okay.
in addition to 50 plus inventory spaces. Those are the numbers from last night.
Yeah, so we had said last night.
Okay. All right, very good. So, I think I would like to see a little more data on the effect, whether impervious area is going to be increased or not. Would you have an objection to just continuing the hearing for 2 weeks, or what's your pleasure? And that would give us a chance to take a look.
That would be a standard. This is not for the sewer line, this is for the asphalt.
I'm talking strictly about the asphalt now.
Yeah, we thought by giving the island, that would make up for the surface that was being taken up by the other building coming down.
Mhm.
Could I speak? Thank you. The main point, I think, with 2 weeks of delay, we were kind of putting the engineer under pressure to get everything out for us. I still would recommend, as being my client, to show the commission, and as I requested, show them the decrease in impervious surfaces to make the case that this is actually a little bit more infiltration in this site. The town engineer did bring up, if I might say, that he had thought there was a decrease just in our conversations between the meetings, and I think it's important to show the commission that there's a decrease, because that's always a plus point to conservation. Usually is a plus point to conservation commissions, that you're decreasing the impervious surface. So for that, if the commission did ask for additional time for us to put the items on there and give the calculation for the decrease, then I think that's what I'm kind of hearing.
That's exactly what you're hearing.
And through the chair, I believe they're waiting for planning board the review to come back, so
Yeah.
I don't think it overall shouldn't delay the project for the site plan. And as Mr. Grabowski mentioned, there should be a decrease, because I believe when they did the original parking lot, it looked like it was paved over onto the state highway layout, so now removing the asphalt off of that area where it shouldn't be anyhow. So as a result of that, there should be a net decrease in pavement surface, so a decrease in impervious area. But I don't think it, through Mr. Grabowski, if we speak on behalf of his client, but I don't think a 2-week delay is going to delay the site work. They still need planning board approval.
Okay, and who's doing the peer review?
Graves.
Graves.
Okay,
We would, thank you.
Sure.
If the commission's ready, we would ask for a continuance for 2 weeks to both bring up the plans up to speed, show those items, and give you a calculation for decrease, and then we would also send it on to the planning board so they understand with their peer review that we did do a decrease.
okay, and that's, we're talking only about the asphalt for
Yes,
for
sir.
right now?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, that's fine, we can do that. What time can we schedule that, Sheila?
7:15 again?
Okay,
Need a motion?
I do.
I'd like to move to continue the hearing on the asphalt request for determination on 51 Faith Ave until our meeting on the 23rd at 7:15.
I will second that.
Okay, is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, it's a vote.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any additional further remarks about the tying of the sewer line?
No, we would like to, if we're opening that, we would
Yes.
like to move forward, thank you. The client would like to move forward in putting the sewer line in. He has lined up a contractor, I believe that is one of the
You know,
requirements.
let me just stop you there.
Sorry.
And I can hear you, you're absolutely right. Because they're separate filings, although we started to
Should
get
be,
into the septic, is there 7:30 public hearing for request for determination to eliminate existing on-site septic system and tie into the town sewer line. Is there a motion open?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, so vote. Please.
Right. That's all right. Lead over for that one. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Are we ready?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We're ready to go.
Ready to open this one. Thank you. Yes, as we had been discussing earlier, we are looking at the tie-in for the sewer line. So, as Mr. Coyle had mentioned, it's the removal of the tie-in because there is not an adequate grease trap on the site. We explained it more thoroughly than I did. We were working on staying outside the buffer zone again, improving the situation here by not having an on-site septic system, and also not having an adequate or up to Title V, the proper grease trap for the building area. So this was built long enough ago where apparently it was tied into a tight tank. There was a question about the adequacy of that system. Now it'll all go to city sewer. And again, to reiterate, the wetland line that we based this off of is that line that had been agreed upon under the existing order. So we're keeping it outside the buffer zone.
Okay. What will happen with the existing septic tank? Is that going to be filled in, removed, abandoned? Ms. Coyle?
If I may, Mr. Garland. So the existing on-site sewage disposal system is nearly 30 years old, 27 and change. And through the discussion with the folks at Diamond Chevrolet over the past several months, we've worked to identify what we have for existing tanks and areas that need to be abandoned. Because the system is so old, we have obviously older records and things have changed in the past 30 years. So we have worked with Allen and Major, and we'll continue to work with Allen and Major to make sure that we have identified all of the tanks on site. Right now, the floor drains from the building under renovation, we want to be certain that those get tied in properly to a MDC trap or a water separator, as well as all of the facility getting connected to public sewerage. So, we would strongly request your consideration to move this along quickly because of the improvement that this is going to make to the environment and to the actual site.
Okay. And there's 2 tanks, right?
I'm sorry?
There's 2 separate tanks?
There are 2 tanks, but there's also some areas where there was a previous facility here, so there may be some areas that we have to just research as well. So when the system gets pumped, we will have professionals on site to make sure that we have all the areas. They'll be pumped by a licensed septic hauler, and we will be properly abandoned. I will be witnessing all of it.
What timetable are we talking about here?
I'm sorry?
What sort of timetable are we talking about here? Now?
We can do it as soon as you guys give us the approval, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Mr. Quayle, do you have any comments?
I can tell you they contacted my office last week. They wanted to get started last week, so I said they'll obviously have to wait for conservation approval before you can do any work. So I know they're anxious to get going. I suspect with the potential rain coming towards the latter part of this week, I would anticipate, and I can't speak for them, but I would anticipate they would want to be working on this next week.
Okay. Mr. Kravazzi?
And as my letter did state, we were going to do this when it was, at least we're going to be watching the weather so that any erosion that might occur from our trench doesn't go down gradient. So although this rain event over the next couple of days might pass, then we'll keep an eye on that and make sure we're not doing this during a day, which is the other point, is we're actually going to watch the weather to make sure we do it drier. It might sprinkle or something, but we won't do it in a thunderstorm event.
Mr. Quayle, you reviewed the plans?
Yes.
Okay, and they meet with your approval?
Yes, with the sewer connection portion of the project, we're reviewing in-house and we're satisfied with that.
Okay, very good. Sir?
Caleb Moody, Building Commissioner. Just for a fact, right now the building doesn't meet current building code requirements because of the oil and water separators.
All right.
Allowing this project to go forward would bring the building into compliance.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Any questions or comments from the commission? Any comments from the audience? All right. Is there a motion to close?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Seconded.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll talk to Sheila in the next day or so.
I'm sure we'll be taking it up this evening.
Thank you again.
All right, thank you.
Very much.
Thank you, Board.
Thanks.
Thank you again.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
night, Al. Good night, Matt. Good night, Caleb.
You know how to clear a room, don't we?
Yeah, that clears right out.
I guess that was our meeting.
We're not done yet. Okay.
5 minutes. Next hearing.
Okay.
I have fun at Big House.
Minutes.
We just got the minutes. You want to take a moment to read them now? Or do you want to?
Yeah, we'll wait till next.
We have a lot on our agenda for the next meeting.
Oh, yeah, Dan's not here. Let's read them.
Thank you, Joe.
Let's do this, Ethan.
Let's do this.
That's fine, we have a couple minutes.
It's right there, we're going on a site visit to that place.
But it doesn't say when, does it?
No, that's.
Not a time certain or anything.
Right.
I mean, if you want to traipse in the woods when it's 9 degrees outside and get bitten alive.
Postpone it indefinitely.
I'd rather wait till it's
You
fall.
kidding me?
There's no mosquitoes.
Actually, this is the last 90-degree day.
What difference did it matter if there were leaves on the trees? Did that make a difference? You
It's
Yeah,
not, yeah, you couldn't see them.
You kind of want to see the,
You want the
Patch, you
vegetation,
mean?
you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
See nature, that's why we're here, you know?
Okay.
See the nature and everything.
And with the heat, they're $20 too.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Mosquitoes.
Wanna be a
Yeah,
food
the
source.
horse flies. Ugh.
if I may begin.
Yes.
Okay, first page, 716, public hearing for Herb Chambers. It's the, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth sentence from the bottom, beginning with my name.
Yes.
It's just a matter of syntax. I think it reads better if it says, I requested a replication area instead of the reforestation of the area near the footbridge.
Replication.
Requested a replication area instead of the reforestation.
Okay.
It's just, I'm moving it up.
So you wanted to skip about the footbridge or leave that there?
No, leave that there too and just
Okay.
cross out to install a replication area.
Okay. Oh, okay. Second of it, and then abstain?
That's the open.
Oh, okay.
I think my abstention on the 7 o'clock thing needs to go
7 o'clock.
down to the bottom.
Yeah. On the first, where
So
are we?
the
Back on
7
page
a.m. on the
one?
first page,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it's
at
messed
7
up.
a.m.
404 Archer Street.
Oh,
6 in
okay.
favor, 1 abstained to open the
Alright.
hearing.
All right.
Yeah, how can you abstain?
But I think I abstained on the vote.
You did on the
Okay,
minutes.
that's probably what it was. then.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mixed up.
you can make that change. Jill?
I'm sorry?
You can make that change?
Yes, I can.
All right. For 120 Auburn Street, the first sentence says parking vehicles in the wetland, and then there did not appear to be any wetlands in the area. So I would cross out the first sentence. Unless you want to add alleged wetland.
Well, I just thought I'd put that in there so people would know why it was on the agenda.
Okay. So how about suspected wetland?
Or did you say, or regarding,
Suspected.
yeah, I don't know.
Suspected.
Suspected.
However, there did not appear to be any wetlands.
However, I object.
And that's all I have for revisions. Anyone else have anything? Louise? Okay, is there a motion?
Motion to accept the minutes as amended for 8/26/15.
Okay, is there a second?
So,
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Okay.
those have to be.
Now, Sheila, and I may have asked you this before, and if I did, I apologize. Have we gotten a request for a certificate of compliance for the Auburn Middle School?
No.
Okay. Can we expect to get one soon? Has it-
One of them, they issued a temporary seal, I don't know, because they were doing work
That's
on
occupancy permit.
Yes, the
Right.
occupancy
Right.
permit is what we talked about a few months ago.
Right. So I guess what I'm saying is that until we get the
Yeah,
request,
no one has requested it.
then I would just take it off the agenda.
Okay.
And I'm sure that we will, at some point,
Okay.
get a request. Okay. Have we heard from Mr. Russell for 47 Rockland Road?
No. Yes, what happened with that? He sent me, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, he said he couldn't come in. Well, he did mention to me that driveway gets graded every year. I mean, not saying it isn't next to the wetlands, but I mean,
That's no
Yeah.
excuse. I mean,
Yeah.
and we issued an enforcement order, so
Right.
when's it gonna come in?
well, I guess I'm probably gonna call him then.
Do you recall when it was returnable? Was he supposed to be here tonight, or was it?
I have on the, do I have anything in the minutes?
We issued the enforcement order on August 17th.
Right.
It was ratified at our meeting on August 26th. So it was either gonna be
He wasn't
returned.
going to be getting back from his vacation until August 27th is what this letter tells me here.
Okay. How about if we send Mr. Russell a letter and ask him to appear at our next meeting?
Okay.
Can I have a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion to send a letter to Mr. Russell and invite him to our next meeting on September 23rd.
To address the concerns raised in our enforcement order. Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed to vote. Okay. Mr. Piro is coming to our next meeting. You sent the RDA to Mr. Naliath. We will have to take a visit to the detention basin at Route 12 and 20.
We have a picnic.
We can have a picnic. Michelle's
That's a
gonna,
lovely
Michelle
idea.
will
I'll make
pack
lunch.
a picnic
I'll make
basket.
lunch. I just have one picture.
Okay. Is there anything we haven't discussed? We have
Well-
we have to make a ruling on the request for determination for Diamond.
Well, it's 7:45. We need to do
The discussion
a
about.
discussion about 498 Rochdale Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we
Well, that was,
had some prior discussion on that, I think before you walked in.
Yeah.
I mean, I will just say that we received the abutter, Mr. and Mrs. Barukas are keeping their eyes on this. They have concerns, I think, as we all have concerns. And again, there's supposed to be a plan submitted under the terms of the enforcement order. He's supposed to be, Mr. Goodman is supposed to be back here on the 23rd, so we'll see if he's going to come. And if not, then we can revisit whether we want to take any further action, I think.
We have an existing enforcement order, right?
We have two of them now,
Do. Okay, yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And I think what I will try to do is I'll try to give Scott Morrison a call and see if Ecotech has been re-engaged by Mr. Goodman. And if Ecotech is not re-engaged, then we will have to determine who he's going to hire to supervise the work, because I don't think any of us are satisfied that he can do the work on his own.
Well, no, he specifically said,
done do any work at the bottom.
That's right.
If that pile is gone.
Well, if the pile's gone, then he's violated the order. And
Right.
we can consider financial sanctions at that
Right.
point. So let's
Because-
take a look.
Like, for my information, Morrison is, what is his?
He works for Equitech, and he was hired by Mr. Goodman
The
to...
wetlands consultant.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
And they were engaged in this project, and then after we issued an order of conditions, they were no longer engaged. So I'll have to determine what the status is for that.
He hired someone else, or
Okay. All right, turning to Diamond Chevrolet and the request for determination
for the septic system.
for the sewer tie-in and abandonment of the septic.
Yes.
Is there a motion?
I'd like to move to issue a negative determination
Okay.
on the matter of Diamond Chevrolet septic system.
Do you want to attach any conditions to that motion?
Anybody got any ideas?
Well,
I
maybe-
don't know. I mean, it seems like,
Just making reference to the plan?
yeah, so long as
As shown on plan.
shown on the plan
As
submitted.
erosion control measures will be installed.
Erosion control measures are installed and,
Right.
you know, the work is done as specified.
Do we want it as-built?
Sure. And they submit an as-built plan on the conclusion of the project.
I mean, we've never done that, but there's no reason why we can't.
Right.
Okay,
That's nicely wrapped up.
any discussion? Any further discussion? Okay, so there's a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Sure.
You should like, look at your cards, whoever raises the card first wins.
Buzzer.
Buzzer.
Like
I was just gonna
Like on
say.
Jeopardy, you can be
Like
Alex
Jeopardy.
Trebek.
buzzer.
I like the buzzer, and they have to let it up, so
But
you
then
have to
you'd
have
have
cards.
you'd have to put it in the form of a question, wouldn't you?
Right,
The formal motion.
right, the formal motion question.
I like the buzzer.
There's a motion, seconded by Michelle.
Yeah.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote. Okay.
All right, here is the
Okay.
paper to sign. Ta-da.
This is it. I have mine.
Improvement of what they have.
Chairman, I have worked with our clerk for a second week.
It doesn't look like leaching into the ground, it sounds
Right.
like, that's
It
lovely.
behooves us to
Please.
What do we have to be silent now while we're signing the paper?
Sheila, for your minutes, when you were out of the room,
Yeah?
the vote to open the meeting was made by Tom
Okay, thank you.
and seconded by myself.
That's for Piero, Mr. Piero, just continuing the public hearing.
Okay.
That was to open the meeting.
And
Yes,
you
that was to
opened-
open the meeting.
Okay.
You did.
You opened it, and you seconded it,
Yeah.
please? No, all right. And then Pero's, what was that again? You, Tom?
Tom moved to open, and Louise seconded.
Okay. Okay, wonderful.
Right.
Now, if somebody disagrees at the next meeting, you can say, you guys said.
But you said,
That's all right, I'll listen to it. I'll listen to
That's
it.
true.
On the tape.
Got it on video.
Okay.
I like the color. I like the different color.
Yeah, listen to this. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like,
All right.
it was
Does
blue
anyone,
pen.
does anyone have anything else?
So, what is the site
Just-
visit thing? Are we doing anything?
Site visits,
We
I
have-
don't know if we were going to do 197 Packagug Street again.
Well, I think 197 Package Jog, we may want to take a look at Diamond. There's 47 Rockland Road. We may want to take another look at 498 Rochdale Street. So I think that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Is there when?
I'm thinking the usual time.
No, that was for.
This Saturday?
This Saturday, I'm here.
I don't think I can do it.
We have, you know,
Yeah.
Michelle's here, so.
I'm here.
so
I can actually,
infrequently on weekends, Because she's in Paris or London or. So I think
Someone's
we-
got to bring some champagne to that one.
Sounds good, I know, I'll do it.
So I would love to get,
No, they got it.
You know this, you're gonna get this.
I know, it's okay, I'm good with it, because I appreciate
said
the
that at
fact
the beginning,
that
something about
I'm
you
never
said it.
here. I
Okay.
feel bad about
I did
that a little
say
bit.
that.
Just
So we
Because
can
I
fill out
moved to
the
her
request for
residence.
determination.
Next
So if you guys want to do it a
No,
different
I won't be
week,
here Saturday.
Okay, Saturday.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, so we'll meet at the usual place and
Okay.
we'll do our thing.
What? Okay, what's happening?
Okay.
We're
So
gonna,
we've
we're gonna
got
take
one
some
night-
site walks
Can
on
I just
Saturday.
say where I have you going? 197 Packagug, 51 Faith Ave, 47 Rockland Road, 498 Rochdale, and 1220 Detention Basin.
Correct.
Wow.
That's
Are we
right.
going to Paul Revere Road also?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Busy.
So we're gonna be efficient. Aren't we?
yeah, we'll make a map.
Yeah, we'll make a map. Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, is there a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, I second it.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a vote.
All right.
Thank you very much, everyone.